The 2022 Tundra is finally here, and it is a big departure from the outgoing second generation model of the Tundra. One of the most exciting features that's now available is Toyota's multi-terrain select system with crawl control and a locking rear differential. It's only available though on either the TRD Pro model or models that are equipped with the TRD Off-Road package. Those include the SR5, the Limited, and the 1794 edition. Unfortunately, it's not offered on either the SR or the Platinum models. Now, before we get into the TRD Off-Road package, a common question is what's the difference between the TRD Sport, the TRD Off-Road, and the TRD Pro model? Starting off with the Off-Road package, basically with that model, you're getting a number of off-road goodies, and it comes in a more reasonable price than what you get with the Pro, which offers those same features and functionality, but has a bit more flair to it. It has upgraded shocks, it sits a little bit taller, it's got a number of aesthetic enhancements, and it also now comes standard with a hybrid powertrain. And then we've got the Sport package, which is nothing like the TRD Off-Road or the TRD Pro. It has that TRD name in there, but the main difference is that it's got a set of Bilstein shocks that are tuned for a sportier drive, actually drop the truck down a little bit lower, and then beyond that, it's basically just aesthetic enhancements. And so basically, in summary, the Pro model, that's your top-end spec Tundra for off-road driving. It's got the nicest shocks, it sits a little bit taller, and it's a very bold truck. It's got some really nice aesthetic enhancements, but you pay a lot more for it. Models equipped with the TRD Off-Road package offer all the same functionality that you get with the TRD Pro model at a much more reasonable price. So you're not really losing a whole lot by going with the TRD Off-Road package, and I think it's also a really good way to go if you're planning on doing any modifications, because what's the point of buying a Pro model and then upgrading suspension or swapping out the wheels and tires when those are primarily the things that you're paying for to begin with? So I think that this is a really good starting base to get the TRD Off-Road model and then be able to upgrade some of those items. And then the Sport model, again, it's not for off-road driving. If you want a Tundra model that's got a little bit more sporty ride and appearance to it, then the Sport might be the truck for you. So with the TRD Off-Road package, you get a variety of aesthetic and mechanical enhancements that are going to vary a little bit depending on the trim level, whether you've got an SR5, Limited, or 1794 edition model, and the pricing is also going to vary. With the SR5 and 1794, you're looking at a price premium of just over $2,000, whereas on this Limited model, you're looking at an increase of just over $3,000. Now, going through the features that you get with the TRD Off-Road package, for starters, we get this TRD Off-Road specific grille, which is blacked out, so it's going to look different than the standard grille on your Limited model. We also get additional skid plates underneath the vehicle that protect it from obstacles when off-roading, rocks, tree stumps, logs. They're going to help protect the undercarriage from those obstacles that you might hit on the trail. We also get TRD Off-Road wheels. On your SR5 model, these are an 18-inch wheel, and then on the Limited and 1794, they are a 20-inch. And then they also come with a set of all-terrain tires. They're the Wild Peak AT, and on the Limited model, they are a 265/60 R20. You'll see with the shocks in there, they've got blue dust covers. Those are a set of Bilstein shocks that are designed specifically for off-road driving, so the damping is going to be a little bit different. We also get mud flaps, front and rear. And then we've got the TRD 4x4 off-road badge. Now, one of the best features that we get with the TRD Off-Road package is the new locking rear differential. And this is something that's never been offered on the Tundra, so it's a really exciting change with the third generation model. Basically, the way this works is generally you've got an open differential, and that's important for driving on pavement. When you go around corners, your outside tire needs to spin faster going around the corner. That's a good thing until you get off-road, because when you're off-roading and you've got one wheel or tire with traction and the other side doesn't, the vehicle is going to send all the power to the wheel and tire that don't have traction, which is the exact opposite of what you want. With a locker, you can force the vehicle to send 50% of power to each side of the vehicle, balance that distribution, and it's going to really enhance that traction when you're in those situations where you lose traction on one side. Inside the truck, we've got some additional goodies. For starters, we've got the aluminum covers on the brake and gas pedal, which have a cool look to them. We've also got our TRD gear shifter and our TRD push button start. Most importantly though, we've got our multi-terrain select system right here. We'll go ahead and power on the vehicle real quick and show you how that works. So if we push on multi-terrain select, and then we can rotate this rotary knob to go through the various modes. So go ahead and shift that here, and you'll see up on the top, it's shifting through the modes. So we've got deep snow, we've got mud, we've got sand, and we've got dirt. So depending on those various conditions, you can adjust these modes, and the vehicle will adjust the throttle response as well as braking to maximize your traction in those various conditions. We've also got crawl control as well as hill descent control. And so crawl control is going to be really handy for going up steep grades where the terrain is really loose, or if you get the vehicle stuck in mud or snow, it can help you to dislodge the vehicle in those situations, once again by controlling the throttle and brake response. And then hill descent control, it's basically like crawl control for going down hills. So if you're going down a steep grade, again on really loose terrain, the vehicle is going to control the throttle response and the braking to basically assist you down the hill and do a lot of the work for you. We've also got our locking rear differential right here. Basically to use that, we're going to want to shift the vehicle into 4 high. As long as you're in drive, you can just shift this between 2 high and 4 high, and then to get to 4 low, you just shift the vehicle into neutral, shift that into 4 low. Once that's activated, you just push the locker button here, and you'll see that the locker light is illuminated there, and that is now activated. You only want to use this when off-roading on loose ground, whether that's snow or sand or mud. Definitely don't want to be using that on dry pavement. We'll go ahead and shift back into 4 high, put it into drive, and then shift to 2 high, and there we go. So there you go, that's a look at the TRD off-road package. To me, one of the best available features on the 2022 Tundra, and definitely worth getting if you're planning on doing much off-roading with the truck. It is a bit more money, but it's also a huge value proposition when compared with the TRD Pro model. If you have any comments or questions on the TRD off-road package, leave those in the comment section below. And for more 2022 Tundra videos, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.